My name is Bob Fine. I'm the Director of Product Marketing at Compellent. Compellent is a storage company. We've been in the market for about 4.5 years, and our primary target market is on the mid-size enterprises, and we have a number of intriguing features that allow our customers to frankly purchase less storage and achieve reduced management costs. Here at S&W Spring 2009, while certainly the effects of the economy are pretty visible, there's still some very interesting technologies. I think one that stands out to me is if you go by the hands-on labs, one of the technologies where people can actually try the technology is FCOE. Well, that's a pretty innovative technology. It's great to see that there are people here at the show that are close enough to the technology that can try it and see how it would be useful in their labs. Clearly that shows advanced technologies like that and others such as SSD and other movements towards efficiencies are viable, and even in a slower economy, companies are embracing new technologies and moving forward to improve their data centers. Here at S&W Spring 2009, Compellent has made a very intriguing announcement. We, as other companies, have announced their initiative towards solid-state drives, SSD. But what's very different about Compellent, there's a lot of efficiencies that we can bring that really we haven't seen in other vendors in this marketplace. The ability to use a smaller RAID set is one, to use thin provisioning to further improve efficiencies, but also to leverage automated tiered storage. And with that, only the active data would sit on SSD, and now all the inactive data would go on a tier 3 type of SATA drive. And since SSD drives are about 10x the cost of fiber channel, it's very important to give that kind of efficiencies for an expensive type of disk resource like SSD. At Compellent, we've been working with Intel for a number of years. Our primary interaction with Intel has been through the use of their advanced processors that are inside our storage controller. That's where we've started out, and that's where we've been for the last few years, but going forward, there's a lot of great innovation that Intel has that we're looking forward to adopting and using in our architecture. Potentially that could be Intel NIC cards, adapters, or even what Intel's doing on SSD drives themselves. There's a lot of innovation at Intel, and again, we've been using some of it for about 4 or 5 years now, and we're looking to the next generation of architectures to potentially use even more Intel-developed technologies. One other aspect that we think is very intriguing is a lot of messaging in the industry about green storage. And green storage means different things to different companies. For some companies, it's really all about reducing the overall storage footprint, and through some of the efficiencies I mentioned before, thin provisioning, tiered storage, that's a great way to reduce the overall storage footprint. But for many companies, green also means reducing power as well. And for many large enterprises, they see that they're approaching a cap. They can only get a certain amount of power in their data center. And they're looking for technologies, either server virtualization or advances in storage, to really reduce their power requirements. And by leveraging, again, technologies like server virtualization, or what we're doing on storage, that's a way to make their whole architecture that's greener, and in many cases, that means taking a lot less power, and now instead of building a new data center, they can stay within the data center that they have, saving millions of dollars in the process. There's always been a need for efficiency, and in the current economic climate, we see that even more and more people are looking for an efficient storage architecture. As somebody evaluating the technology, you should always look at all the different vendors and how they provide a more efficient message. At Compellent, some of those things that we mentioned before, and really giving our customers a way, frankly, to purchase a lot less than half the storage, and of the storage they buy, most of it will sit on SATA, a tier 3, but a small amount will either sit on fiber channel or SSD. And that type of efficiency, the way that companies are looking to re-architect their storage, always has a play. perhaps more of a play right now in the current market, but there's always a way for companies to reduce their storage footprint, to reduce cost, and there's never been a better time like now to relook at new technologies, bring that into the data center so everyone can realize those types of efficiencies.